overcome speaking in public today? How do you overcome speaking in public or public speaking? There are many people who have aspirations and goals to be great at their craft of selling people, for example, or being an orator, or speaking about products that they want to sell, physical products in the marketplace. And there are people who are going into the ministry and they've accepted their calling, and some have become pastors and junior pastors and deacons and so forth, and just public speakers. But some of these people still have a problem standing in front of an audience, oftentimes larger audiences, but some people have problems even with a very small audience. So, how do you overcome speaking in front of people? It's real simple. Speak in front of people. All you need to do is just speak in front of people. I did say that twice. So now, I remember a story about myself when I was coming up in junior high school, and I had to sing a song in my music class. We all had a song that we chose that we liked, and I had the voice to sing because my mother was a singer, and I was very nervous. And so, as part of our project, we all had to sing the song that we chose in front of the class. Now, people were singing their songs, whatever they were, and then when it came to me singing my song, my lips were quivering, I was stammering over my words and so forth. I was very, very nervous. That was one situation. And then there was another situation in a different class, different teacher, where I was given a project along with my class. We picked a subject and we had to speak on the subject at an open house. And my subject was inflation. I recall that. And I had to show my samples, read from my text to the audience that was watching about why we have inflation and how we can get past inflation and so on. And I was basically tongue tied, but I withstood it and I went through it from beginning to end. I was still very nervous. Now, did I have a problem speaking, or did I have a problem with being in front of the people? You see, many of us can speak when we're alone in our private place, our space. But it's when we have people in front of us that becomes the challenge. So why is that? I come to realize oftentimes we feel like we might be inadequate. We might feel like the people might frown upon us or not like what they hear us saying, or they're going to be critical of us. We feel embarrassed based on that. And many of these things that we feel are unfounded. They really are. So, what I discovered through singing, and I always sang at home, in the shower at home, and various other places, alone and in my house. Uh, but I found that when I got out into the public, it was more difficult. And I also found out, to my benefit down the road, the more that I did it, the better. Because once you develop an association with people that you know, you have less inhibitions about doing it. And so I just began to stand around and go around other people and start singing. And it started to go away, the fear and the insecurity. Same thing is true with public speaking, which is similar to singing and the public speaking, because you're still standing in front of a crowd of people. And as I said before, oftentimes we feel like we're not worthy to be standing in front of people, and that we're less than them for some reason or another. Sometimes it's because people may have told you that, you're no good. It could be peer pressure. It could be people that joke with you and who dislike you. It could be things that you may have seen on television, and you're just basically reenacting those things that you've seen on television. But again, when I was doing the public speaking, I just stood in front of people and began to speak. And I'd speak again. And as time went on and I got older, I began to speak in front of crowds of people. And when I became an ordained deacon and minister in the church, I began to speak and speak and speak. And I spoke at funerals, and I've done eulogies, and I've done various things over the years, and I've spoke in front of the military crowds and so forth. The more that I did this, and I did seminars on health and wellness, the more I did it, all of that fear dissipated. It went away. And it went away because I believed so much in the substance of what I was giving to my crowd that they didn't matter anymore, from the standpoint that I don't care if they were critical. I blocked it out if they were. But I had a mission. Get this message out, convey this message. Make sure you do your homework in advance, of course. But the more I spoke, the better I got at public speaking. And as I'm standing here before you, sitting here before you right now, I have absolutely, positively no inhibitions about speaking in front of the public. I've spoken in front of many types of people, many organizations. I've spoken. And my fear has been gone for decades. So again, how do you conquer the fear of public speaking? You speak. And you continue to speak. And you believe in what it is that you're talking about. If you're passionate about whatever the subject is, or the subject matter, whatever it might be, it could be economics, it could be spirituality, it could be health, it could be wellness, it could be about cancer survivors, it could be about anything. Whatever you're speaking about, make sure that you believe what you're speaking about at first. And once you believe and you're convicted about what you are trying to convey to your audience, you stand on that alone. Plant your feet firmly, and you stand there and you look out. You don't have to focus on one individual, but you just look at the crowd. They're there to see you and to hear you. Now give them what they want, the message. Okay? So I hope that this was a benefit to you. I used to be a nervous kid coming up. But I also realized when I was coming up that I was a child with a purpose. I didn't fully understand or recognize what my purpose was, but my purpose was to serve humanity on some level. And I've been doing that most of my life now, and I continue to do that today. The little that I have to share with the world, I want to share with the world while I'm here right now. And hopefully, if I have touched one life, I have done my job. So if you're a public speaker, if you're a motivational speaker, and you've done it for a while, it's probably not an issue with you anymore. But if you're an up-and-coming speaker, orator, pastor, or whomever, someone who's reaching towards the sky, trying to achieve a goal, trying to lift people up, trying to educate the world, just keep doing what you're doing. All of the shackles of shame are going to fall away. All of the shackles of being uncomfortable are going to fall from you as well. You'll find your space because the world belongs to you. You just have to accept your place. This is Brother Teacher. I'm out.